I'm Ernest Top Bottom here in Lyon ahead of Europa League group stage draw for Sheffield Wednesday. Now, after excitement of Champions League last season, this all seems a bit of a drawn. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 6, Episode 2 here at Sheffield Wednesday. And today we're going to be playing, I'm not quite sure who, and somebody in the Europa League, so I'm not sure where the draw's going to drop us into. I think it's going to be Bristol City and our first Europa League game. But first of all, we need to find out a Europa League opponent. And I think perhaps it shows a little bit how outmatched we were, I should say, last year in the Champions League. We are still only in the third pot for even in the Europa League level. So yeah, that's, I think, says a lot. Let's have a look at the teams that are in the first pot here. Bayern Munich, that's a good start, isn't it? AC Milan, Braga, Schalke, Lazio, Valencia, Aston Villa, and Monaco. So they are the top seeds. Let's just get this done as quickly as possible because there's no point dragging it out. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to get Aston Villa, and we are going to want to avoid Bayern Munich. Outside of that, I don't think it's going to matter too much, to be honest. Second pot teams, there is Rangers, Copenhagen, Nantes, Feyenoord, Olympiacos, Hertha, Fenerbahce, and AZ Alkmaar. There's definitely, these teams, there's nothing to be particularly scared of here, I don't think, is there? Villa get Feyenoord, so we won't be able to draw them. But everything else is, of course, an open draw. And this is where it gets exciting for us. So in our pot, Apoel, for the Cypriot team, Galatasaray, Getafe, Karabag, West Ham, Hibernian, and Astana. So let's get this underway. Like I say, as long as we avoid Bayern Munich, I will be okay. Schalke, that's who we get. So Schalke and Nantes. So that's not the easiest group, but I do, as I said, the main thing was making sure that we avoided Bayern Munich at all costs because they are far and away the best team, I would imagine. Oh, one short. The best team in this competition. So the fourth seeded teams, there is it Zoya of Ukraine, Lech Poznan of Poland, Dynamo Brest of Belarus. I'm struggling with some of these Eastern European names, aren't I? Jablonec of Czech Republic, Anderlecht, Arias, CSKA Sofia, and a Sarajevo team as well. Again, I don't think it particularly matters. Obviously, we'd rather the weakest team possible. We'd probably like to avoid Anderlecht, and we get the Czechs. Perfect. So the one team that I really don't know how to say, of course, that's who we get. FM is taunting me, isn't it? But there we go. So that group could have been a lot worse for us, I think. But let me know what you think. We should be topping that group, shouldn't we? Schalke and Shakhtar even. Oh, I've got to do this again. Shakhtar and Nantes are not the easiest, but I mean, we should be able to beat them, shouldn't we? But I can tell you that today's episode, we do know now, will be against the Czech team. That's our first game. That should be a comfortable win, and it will be Bristol City in the league. There's a little bit to catch you up on before that. 2 games in the league, in fact. The first one was against Brentford. We went in front early when Lewis Cook picked out Martinez at the back post. Brian Rivas doubled our lead before Jabing pounced on a loose ball to seal the points before half-time. So there we go, a first win of the season, a very good performance from us as well, particularly through the middle of the park. And yeah, I mean, Brentford maybe aren't going to be the strongest team this season, but very, very happy with how we played, that is for sure. Next up, we went to Burnley. We were 1-0 down at half-time, and 2 down early in the second half. Some wonderful short quick passing was finished by Jabing to pull one back, before Razzini played in Samare to rescue a point. So a disappointing result this one for us. We were the better team, don't get me wrong, we really were the better team, but they took their chances and we didn't. We did make a change after going 2-0 down. We basically we worked the ball into the box and raised the tempo and passed into space. And you can see we scored some nice goals doing that. So that's maybe something we can look to move forward with. Now, we have a quick look at what that means for the league table. We are sitting just outside of the European places, 3 draws and a win. These draws need to turn into victories, don't they? But it is what it is. We can see the Europa League group. Europa League group there as well. Now, we also got our Carabao Cup tie. We are going to be away to Leicester, so a tough one. It'll be a tough one, particularly since I wanted to put out some of the reserve and younger players. Well, they're all younger players, you know what I mean. The more unestablished, perhaps younger players. Now, the window has closed, the transfer window, but we did make one more signing, and this is him, Dusan Petrovic. Basically. Well, we did need another striker, I think, so this is him. But what I did like about him, the star rating maybe isn't there, and there were maybe some better players in that sense. He is a wonder kid, of course. What else would we sign? But what I like about him, it's the jumping reach, a little bit of strength. It's more of a replacement for Nabian than the other options would have been. So he should give us a little bit of height in the box. The other thing is that it's not like he's just a big lump. He can dribble. He's got a good first touch. He's not the slowest. He's quick off the mark. So I think there's a lot to like about him. So we paid 4.6 million for him. He had been playing at Partizan in Serbia. So I think we may have a decent young player there for us. But that's he was the only person that came in for the rest of the window. Now let's have a look and see what we're doing here against Bristol City. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. And this is the team that we are sending out. Now, we have just come back from an international break. So a couple of things to point out. Well, the first one is obviously, where is he? Razzini is not fit for this one. So he is nowhere to be seen, quite literally. Where is Razzini? There he is, right over the mouse. So he's not playing in this one. We'll probably play him in Europe. We might look to rest him. Belyasov is also fatigued from international duty, but Taimon has picked himself up a little bit of an annoying injury, so he's unavailable for this one. And the other option that could come in is the youngster, here he is there, Callum Jones, but he's also tied from international duty. So we'll just go with the better player in Belyasov. So Bevaquar goes in goal. It's MB, and it is Rivas as the back two. Rivas has signed a 5-year extension, which is excellent. So we've got him at the club for the long term, and he did have a £98 million release fee. That, crucially, is now gone. So that's excellent news. Martinez and Belyasov down the wings. It is Cook in behind Samare and Eduardo. Jabing in behind Bruma, and Giordano's coming in to play in the Razzini role. He's coming along nicely as well. I think he could be a very good advance forward for us. So let's see what he can do. If he can step up and replace Razzini. Okay, so we can see the team sheet there. Jayden Bogle is playing for them. So he's fit. That means he'll be injured during the game if we know Jayden Bogle from our time at Brentford. But yeah, who is that? Oh, that's Augusto. That's a completely different name. Brazilians and their names, man. Sometimes they are just very confusing, aren't they? Eduardo is always aggressive. Every game he's aggressive. Keep the run going. I mean, we only drew last time out. If you play your game, we'll win. Let's go with that. That's pleased Eduardo somewhat. We'll do the old point finger and say we have faith and see if we can win without Razzini. And here we go. Now, the reason Razzini isn't on the bench is basically so that I don't tempt myself to bring him on. We saw last season, if you overplay him, he doesn't perform. Jabing with a corner, it's a decent one, and it's just over from MB. So that's the reason he's not on the bench. He hasn't been in fantastic goal-scoring form anyway, but we saw he set up Samare last game against the highlights there. Belyasov wanted to unleash. There's the good ball for Martinez. Acres of space, pulls it back, and it is there for Oliver Bruma, who couldn't miss. A first goal of the season for him. Some hesitant defending there by Sheffield. Now, who are they? Bristol Rovers. Right in front of goal. You've just got to put your foot through that, don't you? Belyasov back to Cook. Cook found Martinez in space, and the goalkeeper's forgot he could pick it up, apparently. There we go. That's okay, though. It's 1-0. One thing I did want to show you quickly is this is the new instructions, I guess. High tempo, work the ball into the box, pass the ball into space, and some nice short passing as well. The reason that I did that partly was just because we seem to be shooting from anywhere. So I just sort of wanted them to work the ball into the box, and then it just seems, if you're going to do that, you kind of want to play at a high tempo, so you're pinging it around a little bit more. There's a ball forward, and B's letting go. Bevaquar makes a massive save, a very good save, a brave save as well. And can we end the highlight, please? Giordano's doing his defensive work nicely. Like to see that. And that is that. Have we praised them lately? Let's go give them some more praise. A confused Eduardo. The angry man of the team, as I say. Here we go with a throw. Cook. It's a nice ball there for Brummer. Wasn't a nice ball. It was a bit of a hospital pass. Jabing has kept possession there. Samare, who has started the season superbly. Bellia sort of on the overlap. Back to Samare. Edge of the area for Cook. He's got Martinez in space. Eduardo in front of him. Go forward, Martinez. It's a nice pass. Oh, it's Jabing. Oh, he's hit the post. We are playing some lovely stuff. The finishing just doesn't always seem to be there for us. We are obviously working on that in training, the chance conversion. But it just isn't quite falling for us just yet. Corner in. Samare's header straight to the goalkeeper. And he remembers he can catch it that time, unfortunately, for us. Coming into half-time, it would be a wonderful time if we could manage to get a second goal here. It doesn't look as though it's going to happen for us, though. We'll give them a demand more just before the break, but no. It is just the 1-0 at the break. We have been the better team. There's a little bit of the Burnley game about this, where we are clearly the better team. The difference is that Bristol City haven't taken a chance, whereas Burnley were taking chances when they popped up. So let's get this second half underway. Let's see if do we demand more again? Let's see if we can get a second goal that will hopefully see them off. Giordano's only playing a 6-6. We might look to give a debut here for Petrovic if that is the way that this game is going. So we'll make that change. A little bit of height in the box is never a bad thing either. Let's tell them to fire up. Come on, boys. This game is ticking by, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in and of itself, but we want that second goal just to make sure we are going to get the 3 points here. And at home to a team that is expected to struggle, goal difference would be a nice little boost here as well if we could get it for us. Here we go. Back out there for Martinez. Cross in. Petkovic is there, and Petkovic was that close to a debut goal. Brummer's looking a little bit tired, but we're sort of running out of striking options. Bogle, who shockingly is not injured yet. Ball forward. Belyasov, can he get a tackle in there? He's going a long way with that play. Just to get caught out of position. He has improved a little bit defensively since his efforts against Everton, where he just let his man go. Haven't had any sort of repeat performances, and that is crossbar. Offside as well. Let's maybe just go back off of attacking to positive. Let's tell them to focus. And we might be in a situation now where we've just got to hang in there for the 1-0. All right, so we will bring on Basilia for Belyasov. We'll switch those around. We'll just move these guys back. Just to fullbacks on support for me, please. And we could probably do with someone of Leighton Clarkson's ability just dropping into the middle of the midfield there as well. God damn it. Well, that's fine if you just want to. Eduardo, please. Thank you. I'm going to have to edit this out, aren't I? Yes, I am. There we go. Okay. So that's that. And we'll just go to defensive. Shut everything down. And yeah, hopefully just see this out. It's always disappointing when the goals don't come as you'd hoped. But it is what it is, isn't it? There we go. We've got a 1-0 win. We should have been many, many more goals in front than that. But ultimately, 3 points is what matters, isn't it? Yeah, we got away with one there, boys. You've got to be better. So there we go. We can see other results seemingly have gone our way because we're up to third. Now, there's a few teams behind us that could overtake us with a game in hand. But a soft start to the season, but we still haven't lost a game. So Sheffield Wednesday win against Bristol City. Martinez is close to triggering a cause. That is fine. I'll pay that happily for him. A debut for Petrovic or whatever his name is. Martinez is continuing to develop and look like a very good player for us indeed. And guys, well, wait right there because we are making our Europa League debut next. And I'm excited for this one because we're going to get to see a lot of new names. Okay, welcome back. It is time to get our European campaign underway, and hopefully we'll manage to get a win in Europe this or a point even this season. We start at home to Jablonec. You'd like to think that we could get the result here. This is what we're expecting from them, although we don't really know. A 4-2-3-1 formation, and this is the team we're sending out. Now, there was comments saying that we'd like to see some more English players in the team. Well, this pretty much we get a good look at seeing exactly what is coming through. Now, some players that weren't able to be registered. It's not as much. I would have liked to have a sort of a more second string team, but Oliver was unable to be registered, as was Sodlikov, and I really would have liked to have played him in this tournament. Also, McLaughlin, who was unhappy at not being registered. Bailey, who I would have liked to have registered as well. And Arentes, who in hindsight I should have registered. But because we didn't have any club-trained players that had to be registered, and we can't, the likes of Ratzini, Rivas, those sort of guys who I don't want to play in Europe. Of course, if we don't register them, they're just going to be annoyed. So we've got to try and keep them happy. So it's going to be Gary Turpie making what I think will be a debut, though he may have played one game before. He'll be in goal for this one. It's going to be Basilia, who we have seen already this season, and Murillo, who will be making his debut today as well. We have Del Prato coming back from his broken leg playing down the right. It will be a youngster, Callum Jones. He's not English, but he is Welsh, and he did come through our academy, so he gets a start out there. William McQuaid goes as the DM in this one. He is English and he did come through our academy. A first start for Augusto, one of our young Brazilians, and McCrory stepping forward a little bit more into midfield. I think he can do this role, so we'll see how he goes. Leighton Clarkson, another of our Englishman, he plays the number 10 role. He's in behind Giordano up top, and Petkovic will make a first start in this one as well. So that's the team. Let's get out there and see how we do. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. I don't recognise any names on their team, but that doesn't mean they're not any good. Just go out there, relax, boys. I think that is possibly the best thing to say at this point. There is a few debutants, a few people that don't play often. And here we go, Europa League football. Now, like I say, last season Europe was an unmitigated disaster. We did not manage to pick up a point in the Champions League. This is obvious. Eduardo's aggressive even on the bench. That is hilarious. This is obviously a big opportunity for us. Yes, we haven't picked our strongest team. It should still be more than good enough to get the job done here. Now, whether we would be able to pick a team like this in the other games in the group will be debatable. Petrovic has got himself into the area. Jones. If you're wondering where Timon is, I think I said he's still injured. Petkovic, good opportunity. He's poked it towards goal, but couldn't beat the goalkeeper, and that should be the highlight. No, we're going to continue on. It's there for Basilia, down to Augusto. Clarkson, out wide there for Petkovic. Back in for Augusto, but he loses out, and Murillo wins it back for us. McQuaid and Murillo exchanging passes. Augusto has another go. He spreads it wide. Petkovic is in a good spot again. Petkovic cuts inside, 1-2. Jones, and the youngster Callum Jones gets what may be a first goal for the club. It is a first goal for Sheffield Wednesday. Well done to him, and we take a lead 10 minutes in. And, well, that's a goal in Europe. I think we only managed 2 of those last year, so that's a nice little bonus. Petkovic has looked lively, hasn't he? Unselfish as well. And a good finish from left-back Callum Jones to open his account at the club. And, of course, he is one of our own, which is all a little bit more special, isn't it? Now, if we defend well, we should be able to go on and win this. We would imagine, I think, that this will be the weakest team in the group. So if goal difference is going to come into things, which, given the way head-to-head works in Europe, typically it doesn't, but it would always be nice to get a few goals under our belts if we are to win the game. McQuaid has, hesitant to blame him for that. It wasn't the best pass. Giordano has it in a wide area. Del Prato, McCrory. It's Clarkson, back for Augusto. He unleashes an absolute rocket. Somebody check that man for concussion. Jones, back to Augusto. He's done well again. Back there for McQuaid. Augusto, into Clarkson. McQuaid, Clarkson, McQuaid. Nice run there from Augusto. It's a wonderful goal. A great assist from William McQuaid as well. And it's 2-0, 18 minutes in. This is looking as though it's going to be, finally, a first win in Europe. And, nice run from Augusto here. Turned, ran into the space. McQuaid picked him out, and that is a stunning finish across the goalkeeper. Gave him absolutely no chance there. And it is 2-0. And we are now a chance of running up a score. They've come out in a 4-4-2, which is different to what we were expecting from them. They knocked out Steaua Bucharest, or the team formerly known as Steaua Bucharest, in qualifying. Now, they're usually a relatively good European team, aren't they? So, certainly at Europa League level. So, they must have something about them. Augusto, it's there for Clarkson. Clarkson has a shot. Jones is forward again. He's beaten one. He's beaten two. Edge of the area. It's there for McQuaid. Oh, and William McQuaid. I think that's a first Sheffield Wednesday goal for him as well. And that might be a goal of the season contender. It is a first Sheffield Wednesday goal for McQuaid. It's 3-0. And, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Bouncing around. Jones did really well there. He's beaten two. Pulls it back to the edge of the area. McQuaid, first time. Clarkson, you'd make an argument that he's offside there, I think. If that was going against us, I would certainly be annoyed. But it didn't go against us. It went for us. And it's 3-0 as we come in towards half-time. Is there another goal on this one for us? As Gus has come in to say hello. You going to come up and say hello? No, you're just going to lay there and look at me? That's fine. All right. A very, very good first half. What am I doing? I don't need to... The cat's distracted me. Don't get complacent, I think, is the best thing to say. We have faith in you to go out there and do even better. There's Diagana on the bench we could give some game time to. Rorks and Keach as well, who I'd like to give some game time to. Let's just give it 5 minutes at the start of the second half to make sure that everything's going to go to plan for us. Clarkson, ball in, decent. Oh, is that Basilia, who will be coming off shortly for McQuaid, who heads it over the bar. Jones with a throw. It's headed away. Can we win this ball back? Not as of yet. Augusto's there. No, not quite. We don't really want to get back to 3-1 because then you do just start to get a little bit nervous. That's a good ball, but Turpey's there, and that's some good goalkeeping from the youngster, actually. He gets it forward nice and quickly. Giordano has it. Can he play in Petkovic, I wonder? He's done well. Can he get the cross in now? McCrory's the edge of the area. Is McCrory going to unleash? He does. And, the goalkeeper's having a nightmare. It's 4-0. Ross McCrory doesn't get many. He's got one there, though. And, this ends his first goal for the club as well. Another one. We might take this opportunity to bring on Keach for Basilia. I almost started Keach, but I just thought Basilia hasn't had a start yet, or he might have had one. But I want to try and bed him into the team where we can. So that's why we've done that. Del Prato's had 60, 70 minutes. We might take him off for the youngster Rooks, and then we'll see where we're at. Petkovic, and he has a debut goal. The first goal, I should say, not a debut goal. Davide Giordano with the flick on. It is 5-0 now. This is turning into an absolute rout. And, we're enjoying every second of it, aren't we? The goalkeeper is not having a great game. Giordano with the cross. Petkovic, that's what we wanted. A bit of height in the box to replace Nabian. And he's done brilliantly. Doesn't matter. It wasn't given offside, so we don't particularly care. We'll just keep praising. And, 60, that's probably about enough time for Del Prato as he continues his return from a broken leg. Clarkson with a free kick. The keeper's decided he's going to make a save this time. Rooks will be coming on now. Of course, Rooks is the guy, if you remember, in the summer that thinks he's a star player. He is actually happy at the club again now, so that's something. But let's give him a chance to prove that he is a star player in this team and better than Martinez. That's not the best ball forward. Del Prato goes to close down the Czech player. And let's see what this highlight brings. Ball forward. Callum Jones is there. He's so impressive, Callum Jones, isn't he? He just looks like he belongs in the first team. Augusto. It's there for Clarkson. Back to Augusto. Clarkson. Jones making a nice little run there, but didn't go on with it. Del Prato could be his last involvement. It's back for McCrory, back to Del Prato. McCrory, blow all in front of goal, and it's Leighton Clarkson with a first of the season. It's 6. And it is, you'd say at this point, we can say it's going to be a first win in Europe, which is definitely a first point. Can you imagine if we end up losing this 7-6? They're just a little bit too hesitant. First shot was blocked. Second shot, Clarkson, the goalkeeper, he's not had a great day in there. But you might be a little bit harsh to blame him for that. They've gone back to their 4-4-2. We'll keep praising them. And unless we want to bring Diagana on, he could play as a striker, you know. Let's Petkovic has got his goal. Let's get Diagana on. I haven't paused it, so we're probably only going up with 5 minutes here. Give them some praise. I did put the reason Diagana is in the squad is he, along with Edwards, who's also in the squad once he comes back from his broken ankle. That gives us then the option to play with wingers. So that's why he has been registered ahead of maybe some other people you might think. What are they doing? Of course, I completely forgot about the 18-year-old Dutch kid that we signed. Otherwise, I would have registered him. But he's in the under-23s just now. And completely forgot about him. So that's on me. Here we go with Clarkson. Ball forward for Diagana. Now, he should be accomplished playing in this position. Can he pull it back for Giordano? He goes, he's done really, really well. Oh, he's gone selfish at the end. But with just a couple of minutes left to play, I think, can we get to 7th heaven? Can we get that headline? That's going to be the next thing, isn't it? I think, but, let me know what you guys think. How far can we go in this? Now, a lot of, actually, if we can win it, is going to depend who comes down from the Champions League. You look at what we're up against, you'd say Bayern Munich. Did we face Munich in the Champions League last season? We had Real Madrid. Was it Bayern Munich? I can't remember now. Maybe it was. But they're obviously, I think, at this point, our biggest hurdle to overcome. That's not the best defending there from Murillo. Keach has done his best to get back. And the post, or the crossbar more accurately, has kept Kirby's clean sheet intact. There is a minute to play in stoppage time. It's been a wonderful performance from us. The question now is, can we keep the clean sheet, or can we get a 7th? Or is this going to be one of those highlights at the end of a game that kind of leads to nothing? It's a bit of a loose pass. Diagana does his best to put some pressure on. Come on, guys. You're 6-0 down. Just at least try and go forward. Stop playing for time. Surely something's going to happen. We haven't come back for a minute worth of just... Oh, here we go. McCrory's pounced, has he? He has. A ball forward looking for Giordano. Diagana's in the box. Clarkson's in the box. Can we pick someone out? No, it's blocked behind for a corner. And I'm going to say that wasn't worth it. Clarkson to take. Is there a 7th goal? Murillo's in there. Keach will be in there somewhere as well. It's headed away. McCrory. Can he get a 2nd goal of the game? No, he cannot. And that was a bit of a needlessly extended end of the game there, wasn't it? But 6-0 on our Europa League debut. Very pleased with that, boys. And on we go. So perhaps a surprise, Nantes have won in the Ukraine. So that it might be a good result for us. Loftus-Cheek is playing for them. But 6 of the best for Sheffield Wednesday. A debut for Murillo. A clean sheet for Turpey. A couple of players getting their first goals for the club as well. Jones looking an absolute star out there. And that is happy days. Quick look at where everything stands. We are currently 3rd in the league. It hasn't been the toughest start for us. But we haven't lost either, as I said before, and we're top of the Europa League group, and that is all looking good. That is it for today, though, guys. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and we'll be back next time for a trip to France, and then Manchester City, and then we'll have to come straight back for the derby and trip to Shakhtar, won't we? But that's all for next time, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.